Did you know that by the time you reach 70, you've likely lost 40% of your muscle mass? This silent decline is happening in your body right now, even if you haven't noticed it yet. According to Johns Hopkins University, this muscle loss increases your risk of mobility disabilities by a staggering 320%. That could mean the difference between living independently or needing a nursing home. Here's what's truly concerning. 78% of seniors are missing critical nutrients that could prevent this muscle deterioration. But there's hope. Recent research has identified 6 essential nutrients that can actually reverse muscle loss, even in your 70s and 80s. Most surprising is the #1 recommendation that doctors rarely mention, a compound that clinical studies show can reverse muscle wasting in just 14 days. Before I reveal these game-changing nutrients, I'd love to know which city you're watching from. Drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more life-changing health insights. Now, let's talk about why this muscle loss matters more than most seniors realize. You might not see it in the mirror, but your muscles are quietly disappearing. Doctors call it sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It's like having money slowly stolen from your bank account without notifications. By the time you notice, much of your strength wealth is already gone. Margaret from Phoenix knows this all too well. At 72, she didn't understand why simple tasks like carrying groceries or climbing stairs had become so challenging. "I thought I was just getting old," she told me during one of our conversations. "Then my doctor showed me a scan comparing my muscle mass to when I was 50. I was shocked. I'd lost nearly 1/3 of my muscles without realizing it." What Margaret discovered is something most seniors don't know. This isn't just about looking frail. When muscles disappear, independence often follows. Simple tasks become hurdles. Getting up from a chair becomes a struggle. And the risk of falling, one of the leading causes of nursing home admissions, skyrockets. Here's the frustrating part. Many doctors miss this crucial deficiency. During your typical medical checkup, they test your cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar, but rarely your muscle mass or the nutrients needed to maintain it. They often dismiss weakness as just aging rather than a preventable condition. The truth? While some muscle loss is natural, the severe decline many experience isn't inevitable. It's often the result of specific nutritional deficiencies that, once addressed, can dramatically slow or even reverse the trend. Before we dive into the solutions, ask yourself, have you noticed tasks getting harder? Do you feel less steady on your feet? These might not be just aging. They could be warning signs your body is sending. Number 6, coenzyme Q10. Let's start our countdown with the 6th most important nutrient for your muscles, coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. Never heard of it? You're not alone, yet your body can't function without it. Think of CoQ10 as the spark plugs in your car's engine. Without spark plugs, even a full tank of gas won't get you moving. Similarly, without CoQ10, the food you eat can't efficiently become energy your muscles can use. Robert from San Diego discovered this connection when he started taking a statin medication for his cholesterol. "My doctor never mentioned that statins deplete CoQ10, he shared. "Within months, I could barely climb my driveway without feeling exhausted. My muscles weren't just weak, they ached constantly." What Robert experienced makes perfect biological sense. CoQ10 lives primarily in your mitochondria, tiny power plants within each muscle cell that produce 95% of your body's energy. By age 70, your natural CoQ10 levels drop by a staggering 65%. Add statin medications, which further reduce CoQ10 by blocking its production pathway, and you've got a recipe for muscle fatigue. The solution? For most seniors, 100 to 200 milligrams daily of supplemental CoQ10 can restore these levels. If you're on statins like Robert, you might benefit from the higher range, 200 to 300 milligrams. While you can find small amounts in organ meats, fatty fish, and whole grains, it's nearly impossible to get therapeutic amounts from food alone. When selecting a supplement, look for the ubiquinol form, which is already in its active state for better absorption. Robert found relief with a high-absorption formula containing black pepper extract, which increased bioavailability by 30%. Within 3 weeks, I felt the difference, Robert told me. Not just in strength, but in the energy to actually use it. I'm back to gardening and walking without that constant muscle fatigue. Number 5. Vitamin D. Number 5 on our list might surprise you. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. You've probably heard it's important for bone health, but its role in muscle function? That's a story rarely told. Thomas from Detroit learned this connection the hard way. After retiring, this former postal carrier, who had walked his route for 30 years, suddenly became inactive during Michigan's long winters. I was falling 3 times in 2 months, Thomas confided. My legs just gave out without warning. The doctor tested my vitamin D and found it was critically low. Here's what Thomas discovered. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin, it's more like a hormone. Your muscles are literally covered with vitamin D receptors. When these receptors sit empty because of a deficiency, your muscles gradually weaken and atrophy. They simply cannot function properly without this crucial nutrient. What makes this especially important is the surprising statistic that over 40% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D. If you live in a northern climate like Thomas, spend limited time outdoors, or have darker skin, your risk is even higher. The muscle vitamin D connection explains why clinical studies found that seniors with adequate levels enjoyed 20% fewer falls. Clear evidence of improved muscle function. Vitamin D also regulates how your muscles use calcium, which is essential for every muscle contraction in your body. After about 3 months of supplementation, I felt steadier on my feet, Thomas shared. And during our next Michigan winter, I didn't fall once. For most seniors, 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily is recommended, especially if you get limited sun exposure. Natural sources include fatty fish like salmon, egg yolks, and fortified foods. But during winter months particularly, supplementation often becomes necessary. Remember, vitamin D is fat-soluble, so take it with a meal containing some healthy fats for optimal absorption. Thomas found that a daily supplement with D3, cholecalciferol, was more effective than the D2 form in raising his blood levels. Number 4 brings us to vitamin B12, a nutrient with a sneaky secret. As we age, our ability to absorb it dramatically declines. This decline affects up to 30% of adults over 50, yet most don't realize it's happening. Elena from Miami discovered this the hard way. At 73, this former dance instructor began noticing troubling changes. I was dropping things constantly, my feet felt tingly, and I couldn't feel the dance floor like I used to, she told me. The worst part? 3 doctors told me it was just aging before one finally tested my B12 levels. What Elena experienced reveals why B12 is so crucial for muscle function. This vitamin is essential for maintaining the health of your nervous system, the complex network that sends signals from your brain to your muscles. When B12 levels drop, these signals become scrambled, resulting in weakness, poor coordination, and eventually muscle atrophy. B12 also helps form healthy red blood cells that carry oxygen to your muscles. Without enough oxygen, your muscles simply can't generate the energy they need. It's like trying to run a car with a clogged fuel line. The engine might be fine, but it's starving for fuel. Perhaps most importantly, B12 helps preserve the myelin sheath. the protective covering around your nerves. As this covering deteriorates from B12 deficiency, your muscles receive garbled instructions from the brain, leading to tremors, unsteady gait, and declining precision in movements. After B12 injections, it was like someone turned the lights back on, Elena shared. Within months, I was teaching dance again. The recommended daily intake for seniors is 2.4 micrograms, but here's what your doctor might not tell you. Many medications commonly prescribed to seniors, including metformin for diabetes and acid reducers for heartburn, can severely deplete B12 absorption. Here's a valuable tip. Medicare Part B covers B12 injections when medically necessary. If you're experiencing unexplained weakness, fatigue, or tingling in your hands and feet, ask your doctor specifically about testing your B12 levels. This simple test could be the difference between living with preventable decline or reclaiming your strength. Number 3. Vitamin C. Moving to number 3 on our countdown, vitamin C. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just for preventing colds? That common misconception might be robbing your muscles of a critical nutrient they desperately need. James from Houston learned this lesson after retirement. As a former construction worker, he prided himself on his strength. But at 71, he noticed his hands could barely grip his morning coffee mug. My doctor checked for arthritis, Parkinson's. Everything came back normal. Then my nutritionist suggested a simple vitamin C test. The results shocked him. Despite eating what he considered a decent diet, James was significantly deficient in vitamin C. Here's why that matters for your muscles. Vitamin C isn't just an immune booster. It's essential for creating collagen, the protein that forms the connective tissues surrounding and supporting your muscles. Think of collagen as the architectural framework that gives your muscles structure and stability. Without sufficient vitamin C, this framework weakens, leading to muscle instability and increased risk of tears and injuries. It's like building a house with weakened support beams. The structure becomes compromised. 2 months after increasing my vitamin C intake, my grip strength improved dramatically, James told me. The measurement tool at physical therapy showed a 30% increase. I can open jars again. Research confirms James's experience. Studies show seniors with higher vitamin C levels demonstrate significantly better grip strength and overall muscle function compared to those with lower levels. Beyond collagen production, vitamin C serves as a powerful antioxidant, protecting muscle tissue from the oxidative damage that accelerates with age. It's like having a dedicated maintenance crew constantly repairing damage to your muscle cells. For seniors, experts recommend 200 to 400 milligrams daily, more than double the standard recommendation, to support optimal muscle health. While citrus fruits, berries, peppers, and broccoli are excellent sources, consistent daily intake is crucial since your body doesn't store vitamin C for long periods. I never connected my diet to my strength, James admitted. Now I keep oranges and bell peppers in my refrigerator like medicine, because for my muscles that's exactly what they are. Does anyone else notice how their strength fluctuates when they change their diet? Share your experience in the comments below. Number 2, magnesium. Coming in at number 2 is magnesium. Not technically a vitamin, but a mineral so critical for muscle function that its omission from your diet can be devastating to your strength and mobility. Barbara from Brooklyn discovered this connection after her retirement from teaching. I was getting these awful muscle cramps at night, she explained. Sometimes they were so painful they'd wake me from a sound sleep. My muscles felt tight all the time, and I was always exhausted despite getting enough rest. What Barbara was experiencing reveals how magnesium affects muscles on a fundamental level. This mineral acts like a key that unlocks the door between contraction and relaxation in your muscle fibers. Without enough magnesium, your muscles get stuck in a partially contracted state, leading to cramps, spasms, and persistent tension. Think of it like keeping your car's engine revving constantly. Eventually, things wear out and break down. This constant tension accelerates muscle fatigue and breakdown, particularly in seniors. But the story goes deeper. Magnesium is essential for producing ATP, the primary energy currency that powers every cell in your body. For active tissue like muscles, lacking this energy source is like trying to run electrical appliances during a brownout. Nothing works at full capacity. The most frustrating part, Barbara told me, was learning that the diuretic I'd been taking for blood pressure for years was actually depleting my magnesium. No one had ever mentioned this side effect. Barbara isn't alone. Research shows that over 60% of older adults don't get enough magnesium through diet alone. Many common medications taken by seniors, diuretics, acid reducers, and certain antibiotics, can drive levels even lower. For seniors, the recommended daily intake is 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men. Dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and beans are excellent sources. However, absorption becomes more challenging as we age, making supplementation worth discussing with your doctor. After adding a magnesium supplement and eating more spinach and almonds, the change was remarkable, Barbara shared. The cramps disappeared within weeks, and I had energy I hadn't felt in years. My muscles felt responsive again, not like they were fighting me. Have you experienced muscle cramps or unexplained fatigue? These might not be inevitable signs of aging, but rather your body signaling a magnesium deficiency that can be addressed with proper nutrition. Number 1. Creatine. We've finally arrived at number 1, the most overlooked yet potentially transformative nutrient for seniors fighting muscle loss. If you're surprised to hear it's creatine, you're not alone. For years, we've associated creatine exclusively with young bodybuilders and athletes. That misconception might be costing you precious muscle strength and independence. Frank from Cleveland certainly thought so. At 76, this retired postal worker had always been active, but found himself struggling with everyday movements. Getting up from my recliner had become a two-step process, Frank told me with a wry smile. First, I'd rock back and forth to build momentum. Then I'd use my arms to push up while my legs did their best to help. It wasn't pretty. Frank's doctor suggested physical therapy, which helped some, but progress was frustratingly slow. Then his grandson, a college athlete, suggested something unexpected. Creatine. I laughed at first, Frank admits. I pictured those huge guys at the gym and thought, that's not for someone my age. But here's what Frank, and many seniors, don't realize. Creatine works through a unique mechanism perfectly suited for aging muscles. It boosts your phosphocreatine reserves, which fuel quick, powerful movements like standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or catching yourself to prevent a fall. These movements become increasingly challenging with age, yet are critical for maintaining independence. What makes creatine especially valuable for seniors is its remarkable ability to enhance satellite cell activity. These cells are your muscle's repair team, and after age 60, their activity can plummet by as much as 50%. Research shows creatine can boost satellite cell activation by up to 35%, essentially rejuvenating your muscle's ability to rebuild itself. Frank decided to try it alongside his therapy exercises. The results were nothing short of amazing, he shares. Within 12 weeks, I could stand up from my chair without using my hands. My therapist measured a 15% increase in leg strength at 76 years old. Frank's experience mirrors clinical research. Studies focusing specifically on seniors show that combining creatine with light resistance exercise increases muscle strength by 14% and adds 2.2 pounds of lean muscle in just 12 weeks. results that would take significantly longer with exercise alone. The safety profile is equally impressive. Over 200 peer-reviewed studies have confirmed creatine's safety, even for long-term use in older populations. And unlike many supplements, creatine has shown additional benefits for brain health and cognitive performance, a wonderful 2-for-1 advantage. For seniors, taking 3 to 5 grams daily is recommended, without the loading phase younger athletes often use. While creatine occurs naturally in red meat and fish, you'd need to eat about 2.5 pounds of beef daily to achieve therapeutic levels, making supplementation both practical and necessary. "My friends joke that I'm aging backward," Frank says, "but I'm just reclaiming what I thought was lost forever, my strength and independence. And it all started with challenging the belief that creatine wasn't for people like me." Have you or someone you know tried any supplements that produced unexpected benefits? I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Now that we've explored these 6 vital nutrients, you might be wondering, where do I start? Let me offer a practical roadmap. First, remember that these nutrients work best as a team. While each offers unique benefits, they create a synergistic effect when combined, like a well-rehearsed orchestra rather than solo performers. Begin with whole foods whenever possible. A nutrient-dense diet rich in colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains provides many of these nutrients in their most bioavailable forms. Try adding fatty fish twice weekly, dark leafy greens daily, and a variety of nuts and seeds to your regular meals. For specific deficiencies, consider speaking with your doctor about appropriate testing. Many nutritional deficiencies can be identified through simple blood tests, some of which may be covered by Medicare Part B as preventative screening. Your Medicare Advantage plan might also cover nutritional counseling if you have conditions like diabetes or kidney disease. If you're on a fixed income, here's good news. Many of these supplements are available in affordable forms. For budget-friendly options, look to reputable store brands from pharmacy chains, which often provide quality products at lower prices. Some senior centers and community health programs also offer discounted supplements or assistance programs. Be patient with the process. While some nutrients like magnesium might show benefits within weeks, others like vitamin D can take 2 to 3 months to reach optimal levels. Track your progress by noting improvements in everyday activities. Can you get up from a chair more easily? Carry groceries with less fatigue? These real-life measurements often tell you more than any test. Important precautions. Always discuss supplements with your healthcare provider, especially if you take medications. Certain combinations can interact. For example, vitamin K can affect blood thinners, and magnesium might impact some antibiotics. Your pharmacist can also be an excellent resource for identifying potential interactions. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, but progress. Even small improvements in your nutritional status can yield significant benefits for your muscle health, independence, and quality of life. These 6 essential nutrients, creatine, magnesium, vitamin C, vitamin B12, vitamin D, and CoQ10, form your frontline defense against age-related muscle loss. More than just maintaining strength, they're about preserving your independence and quality of life. Start with whole foods, add targeted supplements where needed, and always partner with your healthcare provider in this journey. Remember, what we've long accepted as inevitable aging is often preventable nutritional deficiency in disguise. Your muscles can respond and rebuild at any age when given the right tools. Which of these nutrients surprised you most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today.